Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Dark Souls 3. In the previous one we managed to beat the Dragon Slayer armor, and in this one we're just gonna do a little bit of exploring. So I did try to do one test recording, but of course because I haven't played in a little bit I died very early on, so I decided to restart it. But one thing I want to show you that maybe you didn't have the chance to see before, because of course I scrapped that, is this particular ledge. So you might be looking, well, here was like a titanite chunk, so we picked something up, and there are a lot of dead stains. So what the hell is going on? You might look on the other side and you might see like there's a like a thing that you can jump to or whatever. But what's happening here? So maybe if you click this guy, so he's just standing there. Maybe you know a giant monster comes or something, and he's just kind of walking around, and he jumps off. And be like, okay, so that's one guy. So that must have been a mistake, right? What about this guy? So he's here. And then he tries, and he actually lands it, and then he dies. So I don't know, this is like a common suicide spot, I suppose. I mean, there must be a shortcut of some kind there, but you know, it just found it funny. There's like 7 death marks on the staircase, and I was like, what's going on? And I just see everybody jumping to their deaths. So it's definitely something I think someone needs to check out, because a lot of people have been dying here. But you know, it is what it is, I suppose. We have another very close bonfire there, but I mean, really, to get through that staircase and not to want to kill yourself is pretty rare. So I think it's good that they put this here. Just for the sake of the people playing, right? I mean, so many have committed suicides, you really can't expect it. One thing that happened also that you didn't see is that this door was locked, and you was like, how can I get through there? Well, no worries, because the key was right here, so you know what. But what's really the point of locking a door if you're just gonna die right in front of it, and you're just gonna have the key on you? So yeah, this is the guy that managed to kill me in the first place. He looks like the Crystal Sage. It kind of surprised me to some extent, and what got me was he has like a slash sweeping attack, and he has a lot of HP. Is he gonna teleport away? Of course. I mean, he is this Crystal Sage to some extent, so I mean, he just looks like it. I don't know what the point is, to be honest. Oh, are you like up top somewhere? Are you coming down? So I'm just gonna have to deal with this guy for the entirety time I'm here. I thought he has less HP than that. You're leading me to an ambush, aren't you? Yeah, of course. And he combat. I kind of forgot how to play this game, I won't even lie. But it's fine, it's fine. I'll get back into it. I mean, to be honest, I haven't played any video games in a week. You might think, you know, that this is not that long of a time, but you would be surprised actually. I feel like just any skill you have in life, you have to train it. I think this goes hand in hand with like the muscle mass. Like if you exercise a lot, not a lot, but if you just exercise and if you stop exercising, I think it takes like a month or so before you go back to, and it was like you never exercise at all. So it's just like it's very, I would say, discouraging in some sense, because that means you have to keep doing it. But also I think it's good motivation, because that means you don't need a lot of time to actually get into it, and you just need to maintain it at a certain point. I know it might seem like very demotivating to have a skill which you can easily lose if you don't practice it, but I think that, you know, that's just how we humans work. We have to be, I would say, tentative, and we have to be very adamant about trying and learning anything if we want to actually be good at it. That includes playing video games, which, you know, might seem a little bit silly, but even playing games can be a skill. I mean, it is a skill to some extent, especially harder games. Like Dark Souls, I think, is one of those harder games. I wouldn't call it a hard game, but I would definitely not call it a game for someone who's never played a game before in their life. If you compare something like, I don't know, what's an easy video game? Something like a typing game or whatever. You know, everybody can play that. It's not meant for people who've played video games before, but Dark Souls is definitely meant and intended for those who actually have some experience. And I feel like just in that vein, you need some practice, you need some experience in order to get to this point. And when you think about it, it's kind of funny, because I imagine a lot of people watching just in general don't really like learning anything. But the fact is, you need a very rigorous skill set in order to be proficient and actually get to a game like Dark Souls. And this is something that we just inherently learn, just as we're actually growing up. So it's like we're putting all of this joy and I would say free time into trying to be better at something. Or, you know, not even better, we're just trying to do our best, just trying to have a good time. And just by doing that, we actually learn and get better in the end. And that's, you know, to some extent really encouraging, I think, because that means that you can be good at something even if you don't actively try to be better at it. It's just because you enjoy something, and just because you do it a lot, then you just acquire the skill set I'm talking about. And to some extent, you know, if you say, well, this applies to video games, that can also apply to any other job that you're doing, or just any other thing you're trying to learn. You just need to have, I would say, the joy of learning in the first place, and I think that's a good recipe to a quality, happy life. But you know what I'm talking about, I have no idea. Not everybody has the luxury, I suppose, of that, so I know it might be a bit of a narrow-minded approach to things, but you know, I don't think it's a bad idea to like think about it. I'm not saying you have to do it, or like that you're a worse person if you don't do it. I'm just trying to say that, you know, I think if you're gonna approach something, like at least the things you enjoy to some extent, you should keep it in mind. Oh wow, that was a nasty attack. I didn't expect it. I thought he was gonna do his charging attack, and I was waiting for him to charge, and then I would dodge out of the way. But they have a lot more HP, and that's kind of scary to some extent. But I also think I got enough Titanite chunks that I actually can go back and upgrade. And since we haven't been to Firelink Shrine in a long time, so why don't we just take a detour and go there? So yeah, you know, let's just go there together, and then we can go back in the castle. I don't intend this one to be just like a little bit easier, just to get me back into the groove of things. I feel like, especially now in the later stages of the game, I can pretty much expect a boss fight every 3 episodes, and if it's possible, I would like to avoid this today, just because I feel like I'm not really into it, and I won't really be able to do much. But you know, if a boss fight is gonna come, it's gonna come, what can I do? So, Titanite chunks. We need to upgrade our weapon. I'm just kind of looking if there's anyone else here, but it doesn't seem that way. We also need some souls, so we're just gonna eat some souls. Eat some souls, that sounds metal. Use select. Let's use 5, I suppose. I think it's gonna be enough. Oh, it's gonna be more than enough, 15,000. Well, Matt, I do need smithing. I mean, I don't need smithing per se, but it's definitely gonna be useful. I think I should stick with my great axe. Oh, I have more than enough Titanite chunks. I can actually upgrade it a couple of times. A couple, literally 2 times. This is just gonna allow me to be a little bit more effective at dealing with enemies. For example, I can one-shot the witch guy, the little witch guys now, and I think it's just gonna be a little bit easier to maybe poise, or not poise, but I need to teleport in Lottery Castle. Is this one? This has to be the one. Maybe I just teleported back to where I was before. Don't blame me for that. I'm still getting lost in this game. The teleportation definitely, I think, makes it a little bit more disjointed, and you forget where you were. Like, the places don't have as much personality, but at the same time, it's very convenient. Yeah. No, this is not the place. I knew it. I figured it's not gonna be what I wanted. The barracks. This is the DLC. The Grand Area. Oh, this is the one, of course. I mean, I was just there. I just mentioned it a lot. Whatever. But yeah, I think it's gonna make it a little bit easier to poise through enemies, so I can just knock them back easier, especially those people who actually have a little bit more HP. And I'm just kind of going on a rant here and just talking. You can tell that I have a very interesting lifestyle. For some reason, you know, now I have a very social job, and I just talk to people every single day. Then I get home and I talk to myself every single day, and then there's weekend, like you would think it's my time for rest, and then I record Dark Souls 3 for 2 hours where I talk to myself every single day. So I guess what I'm trying to say, I like talking, which I think is to be expected. See, this attack, I don't know what's going on. Oh no, god damn it. Really? I want to reduce editing, and if you kill me, it's not gonna really work out. But for some reason, you know, the first hit, where I was just kind of standing there, you might be saying, why didn't you attack or dodge? For some reason, I couldn't. Like, I was really stun-locked for some reason for a very long time. I tried to get out of the way. Maybe you didn't hear my mashing, but I tried to attack it just to try to get some damage in, but it didn't really work out. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna do the side steps. Oh, I'm doing so much more damage now. This is nice. It's gonna teleport away. Don't really care about that. We're just gonna go back to where we were before. The best part about going back to an area is the fact you know where you have to go, and the fact that you know where the enemy placements are. So you kinda don't even have to deal with a large chunk of the area. You can just go directly back to where you wanna be, because you explored the rest. Of course, you know where you're going, and I'm just kinda looping in circles. That was good navigation on my part. Just loop around, go back to exactly where I came from. No, wait a second. Am I just a silly dummy? No, I think it's here. One-way street, boys. So here's the guy, which I think I can kill in one shot. Yeah, I mean, I killed them in one shot before. And you can see that the axe is doing a lot more damage. We were doing 450 damage, now we're doing 600. So that's decent, that's very decent. He's the only dangerous guy, and you can tell by the fact that he's the only one who has a candle in his head, which is lit. Which I think is not the best way to really approach enemies. Like, guys, whoever has any proficiency in dealing with combat, light your candle on the head. And, you know, in that way, just telling the people, like telling your enemies who the dangerous people are and that you have to avoid them, or, you know, target them first, I guess. So, and red eyes, definitely another one of those things which I think is definitely a dead giveaway of things not really being in the right vein, that maybe something's not alright. And, you know, you're just giving away to your enemies that this is you're tough and you need to move. I mean, I guess I'm saying this and I'm still fighting them because I'm a masochist to some extent. I'm saying, you know, if you're actually going to war and if I was actually smart about it, I wouldn't be fighting enemies which I think I couldn't beat. And I guess, you know, I guess I know I can beat them because I'm immortal and they're not. I mean, they are, but there's always the next bonfire, right? I'm just gonna chop him up. Oh, I couldn't, no stamina. He's gonna charge. Maybe I need to stay closer to him, but I'm kind of scared of doing that because there's not a lot of space here. And this is the charging attack. It's a bit weird because it locks on way too much. Can this guy just die, for crying out loud? I can see where he has an opening because when he does some of his attacks, he quickly recovers. He's not an easy enemy. I did use 3 Estes on him. But, you know, we got him down, so that's what's important. Another Titanite chunk. And I think I need 2 more to upgrade this weapon another time. And then I think I'm just gonna stick with this until I get more Titanite chunks. What can you do, really? Crystal Chime. I really like just in general, the look of old ancient libraries in games. Especially like when they're big and so mystic as this one is. I see them. Can I throw a kukri? Wait a second, let me try. I can never let an opportunity to throw a good throwing knife pass by. Okay, that was off by a mile. Let's try again. Come on. Like this, maybe? No, that was terrible. Oh, that was very close. I mean, at this point, I'm committed. Just go. Okay, let's try again. Maybe my problem is I can see the enemy. Okay, there we go. Oh, that was a perfect hit. What's gonna happen now? He's just gonna fall down. I mean, I could theoretically do a plunging attack, but I'm just gonna go back to where I was before, so maybe not. Okay, so I guess I just go forward here. I know there was another path. No, wait, this is not the way to go forward. I just picked up a crystal chime there, so this is literally nothing except just to get more stuff, which is fine because that means if we go back here, we don't even have to fight the red guy. Oops, I wanted to heal, not throw a throwing knife, but I guess it's good for my enemies to know to fear me. I have a throwing knife, I'm not afraid to use it. I hear an ominous music in the background, which can never be a good sign. Plus there's fog or mist or whatever. I think it's a little bit of both and things, and just looks like an ambush. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Just that something didn't seem right? The spooky hand. So my mission in this area is stay away from walls because the walls are gonna be dangerous. The walls have ears. I mean hands in this case. I feel like every wall is gonna be possessed. So I'm just gonna really kinda I'll stay on the stairs. I say the etiquette is to walk on the right side of the stairs, but truly in this case I think it's fair if I just walk in the middle. I think floating ghosts from the walls is a good enough excuse not to follow the stair etiquette. I knew it. They were gonna come from every direction, not just from that wall. It just seems too, I would say, opportunistic, not for this to be the case. Okay, I mean, I had to try, right? I had to try. I think if that curse bar that's filling up reaches full, I'm just gonna end up dying. Okay, let's just wait. I want that item. The spooky hands are not gonna stop me. Let me try something. Okay, that didn't work. The spooky hands. What's the point of that? Just stay away from walls. I mean, I can appreciate that gameplay sentiment, but at the same time, I really can't, because, you know, it's hands out of the walls, not my favorite thing in the world. I feel like they're giving me Titanite chunks because the boss I'm about to face is gonna be extremely difficult, and they just want me to be prepared the most I can possibly be. So I know who that was. I know who you are. Stop it. I'm dodging. It just seems they're coming from the bookcases, not exactly every single wall that there is. And I see a lever. Really? I hear something behind me, and this is not good news. Die. More of you. Die? I missed. Nice dodge. Okay. How did I miss? I'm not sure. Something shooting behind me. This is not a good... Oh, I mean, it's still that guy. I thought there was gonna be enemies sneaking on behind me, but no, not the case. I'm pulling that lever. You cannot stop me. I don't even know what happened, but... You know, I cannot imagine a bad thing happening when you pull a lever. So this can be that. Can be bad. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Homeward bone. When a game gives me homeward bones, I just feel like it's trying to tell me, get away from here. Oh, here you are. Nice to see you again, right? He's gonna teleport away again. What's puking on me? Oh, it's the candle guy. Really? Come on, what's shooting me now? So this guy is just gonna kind of accompany me through the entire area. I'm not in a good position here. I'm really not. So everything is shooting at me. I don't have enough Estus to really sustain this for a very long time. Too many casters, damn it. It feels, but one thing I enjoy, it feels controlled, right? Like, it's chaotic, sure, but the enemies aren't all that difficult, and it introduced it in a very, I would say, easy manner. Like, for example, you see the sorcerer guy at the very first place, and also it's a boss you've already fought before. So that's not a big of a problem. And they throw the witch guys in you very slowly, like one by one. And then of course they introduce the candle guys, which are relatively simple, but then they just start mixing it up, and it just gets a little bit more difficult as the time actually goes on. And then you have to watch for the walls, and for the candle guys, and the little guys, and of course the witch guys, and basically every guy, and they're just kind of combined together. And I think it's an interesting challenge to some extent. But also, obviously, he does seem a bit difficult to navigate. Not difficult, but like it's hectic. No, 40,000 souls. I have 40,000 souls. That's actually quite a bit of souls. Damn it. I'm gonna go back here. I think I'm just gonna cut. I think that's gonna be the best way to actually do it. Okay, we're back, and you can see that everything pretty much is dead. At this point, I did kill the crystal sage. He gave me a crystal scroll of some sort, and then I found something else out, and I found that there's like a hidden passage here, and there's an icy guy on the other side, so I'm gonna show you him as well. He did manage to get me one time, but one thing I noticed that the souls in this area are ridiculous. Like, I'm getting so many souls by just being here, essentially. You can see I got 22,000 for just going from the bottom to here, and there are like 60 more thousand souls just waiting for me there. So yeah, this is a good place to farm, but also we have to realize we're kind of approaching end game. So of course we're gonna get more souls overall, right? Okay, nice dodge. I kind of forgot how to dodge in this game, I won't lie. Okay. That was a quick one. Let's heal. They don't respawn as far as I know, so you know, this is like actually fighting two mini bosses to some extent. Let's heal. This is a good opportunity to heal. If this was just a boss of this area, I would be very excited because I feel like I could take him. I know. Oh, he's not dead. Why do enemies survive with basically no HP? It's so ridiculous. But also I got the Outrider armor, which I feel like is the armor he's wearing, but also 91,000 souls. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I'm just really getting this passively, not even like actively farming. So yeah, I think this is really good. Okay, so that was a bit tense, but I'm wondering where I have to go. I assume the path will reveal itself this hidden like wall here. There was a wall here. I just had to roll through it. I would say was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, no, everything turned out to be fine. This area is very interconnected, so I'm just really kind of thinking about where I need to go. But I think the game is kind of leading me into this direction, like beyond the wall, because there's a knight there, and it seems like it's the outer area of the library. Scholar ring. Let's see what it does. Scholar ring, scholar ring, scholar ring. Increases intelligence. Well, you know, I don't think that's really gonna help me be smarter. I feel like my intelligence is relatively low. I mean, role-playing wise. So, you know, a little bit more is not really gonna make a difference, I feel. You know, if you're gonna throw stuff at me, I'm gonna throw stuff at you. Does this seem fair to you? I mean, it's not fair, but it's what you're gonna get, son. There we go. Alright, let's go try to fight the knight. I bet he has red eyes as well. Maybe he's a nice guy. No, of course not. Why would knights be nice? I mean, when you think about it, you know, we think knights as chivalry, you know, this polite man who rescued women and princesses. But I think like in real life, back in the day, they were not really all that. I mean, they were like military, right? So they really weren't all that nice. And like 1,000 years ago, people had a different standard of what being nice means. That just meant, you know, if I only rape you twice, I'm pretty much a good guy. Which is not to like offend anybody, but you know, that's how it used to be. And you know, they didn't really have standards and things to abide by. They just did what they felt was right. So again, do I need to jump off? I feel like this area like doesn't lead me to anywhere, but then again, there's something up there, so maybe there's like a hidden ladder. Let's use the torch. And I also feel like they're urging me to jump down, but if I do that, I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna die. I mean, there's one thing I can do. The same thing I did in that area, just eat an ember and just jump down, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so this was not the bad to go forward, even though it did seem like the outside area. So let's, I guess, go in this direction. There were enemies here. This is why I suspect this could be correct, but I think this just loops around. Yeah, I was here before. They have a very odd strategy, these little guys, and without the Crystal Sage, I must say this is not that big of a deal to navigate, but it's still a bit, I would say, tricky. Okay, so I used the lever. I used 2 levers, and I don't know what changed. That's my problem. I know there's a ladder here, and this just leads me like to the upper stages of the library. I mean, why does if you need a map to navigate the library, I feel like your library might be badly designed. No offense, but you know. I mean, are you seeing this? There's that upper ledge. How can I get to that? Let's try to focus on that. So I want to get to this upper part of the library, and the way to get there is if I go around. So I need to go where that guy is, I think. In order to get there, I mean, this is the easiest way. Just go forward, and just kind of stick to the left side. You know, like, I'm not sure how to get from the outside. Maybe just by going through this. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the case. Okay, maybe you don't need a map. Maybe you just the shortcut. The shortcut. Wait, aren't we supposed to go? No. Of course we're going down because we just went up the stairs. And 97,000 souls. That's pretty good. Yeah, the shortcut. I know we're exact. Wait a second. Aren't we at the bonfire? Oh yeah, we are. Of course. This is the door. It wouldn't open. Oh wait, another lever? I hear monsters on the other side. How can I hear monsters? I know where we are. Oh no, I don't know where we are. What the hell was that? I know where we are. I know exactly where we are. Okay. I know. I know I retracted my statement about 50,000 times in just like this short. What am I doing? I'm gonna die if I could continue being a dummy. Let's go to 100,000 souls. Come on, that's my goal for this. Titanite chunk. They also drop chunks. That's really good. Yeah, this is the bonfire. I'm gonna rest and end the episode, but damn it, I need 400 more souls, and we're gonna get them somehow. I know how we're gonna get them. I know exactly how we're gonna get them. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get the last 400 souls in the next episode. I don't know why I said it in an ominous voice, but that's exactly what's going to happen. So, for now, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.